Hey gamers, it's G from the corner, and in case you missed it, Nintendo just announced a sequel to Kirby Air Ride. Oh my gosh, that was not something I expected to really ever happen, I guess. This title was originally released on the GameCube in 2003 and was the final game in the Kirby series to be directed by series creator Masahiro Sakurai, who, funnily enough, actually really didn't direct too many games in the series. He was involved with quite a few of them up until this point, but some in more minor ways than others, like in Kirby 64, where he solely voiced King Dedede and didn't really have much to do with development. If you can't already tell, I am a massive Kirby fan. I know all the facts, I know all the trivia, I've played all the games, I love them so much, and I am so happy I finally have a damn good excuse to talk about some Kirby over on the corner. Kirby Air Ride, does it deserve a sequel? I mean, yes, obviously, yes. I mean, did you see me screaming over it? Have you seen the rest of the internet screaming over it? This game obviously deserves a sequel, but why? Well, that's what I'm here to answer today in a legacy review. Yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've done one of these. Let's get into it. So Kirby Air Ride is a racing game starring the titular Pink Puff. This ain't a racing sim, and this isn't really even a kart racer. This is some weird mishmash that only a creative genius like Sakurai, and I'm sure the rest of the team at HAL, could have come up with. The way this game plays is that you automatically accelerate at all times and only really use the A button or R button or really any button to do one thing, which is hold down your character to charge a drift of sorts. Basically, when you hold the button down, you will start to slow down and kind of charge up a boost, and then you can angle yourself into a different position and then just shoot off. It's a very, very fun mechanic, honestly. I really like it. But that's not all. There are a wide variety of vehicles in this game that play just completely differently from one another. You have this refrigerator washing machine looking buggy that has pretty good stats but gains no boost from drift charging. You have this wing-esque vehicle that, is very slow on the ground but lets you glide in the air for so long, and a bunch of in between, some weird, some cool, some good, some bad. There's just so much variety in the vehicle selection of this game. Other minor mechanics, Kirby has his signature copy ability from the series. There will be plenty of enemies on the track, and by pressing the A button, you will inhale them and exhale them, or if they grant a copy ability, you'll get the ability. And basically, these abilities all work differently. Some will require you to press the A button to use, some go off automatically if you're nearby a driver. They're all pretty fun, honestly, and they really, really add to the gameplay. They all have limited use. Some, maybe it's one hit and then it's gone. Some are on a timer. It's very interesting and feels very different from like the Mario Kart item system, if you need a comparison. With that, let's get into the modes of the game. There are three main modes in Kirby Air Ride. The Air Ride mode is your standard race mode. You have a variety of tracks that all twist and turn. They feel more like roller coasters than tracks in a kart racer, honestly. The backgrounds are so vivid and distinct. The gimmicks you'll find on each level are thoroughly engaging. Sometimes you'll be driving across rails in a long segment. Maybe other times you'll have to press the drift button at the right time to open up alternative pathways. It's all really exciting stuff, and when you factor in multiplayer and also the wide variety of vehicles, it leads to a really engaging and replayable mode. Next up, you have Top Ride, which is a much more simple mode. You don't have the vehicle selection from the main game, but it's fun, chaotic, fun, I guess, for lack of a better word. You go through a few of these slot car-esque maps that, kind of animate and move around a bit. It's really got this cute diorama aesthetic, but there's like a ton of items that spawn in a track. And trust me, if you want some good chaotic fun, grab 3 other buddies, set the game to 99 laps, and just let it run. You'd think it would take a lot longer than it actually does. It's pretty engaging, honestly. But this then leads us to the magnum opus of this game, the thing that everybody really wants back, City Trial. 5 minutes, open world, power yourself up, compete in a random event in the end, and that's the game. It's the original Battle Royale, as people have called it. I really wouldn't say it's anything like a Battle Royale game, but I understand where the similarities come from. You're dropped in this massive open environment. There's tons of events that happen throughout your time in the city. The actual challenges at the end themselves are very interesting. Sometimes you'll just play a race. Sometimes you'll play a mode to try and knock out the other player the most. Other times you'll have to face off against against a boss, maybe kill the most enemies, and even some more like weird ones like, hey, why don't you just charge up yourself and then zoom off a ramp and try and like aim and hit a target? Like, what is this? This is amazing. This is so amazing. The chaos of driving around the city is so much fun. Being like, I'm gonna go destroy my friends because, you know, they currently are doing pretty well stat-wise, and they're about to collect all 3 pieces of the Dragoon. That's right, that's where the thing from Smash Bros. Comes from. Or the Hydra. There's 2 vehicles that you can only get if you assemble 3 pieces, and they're extremely powerful. The Dragoon lets you literally fly around, and the Hydra is just extremely strong. Despite there only being 1 map, there's so much to do in it. No way you'd ever see all it has to offer in just 1 run. City Trial is just such an achievement in game design, but I'm not going to act like the other modes are any slouch either. I feel like a lot of people do that when they talk about this game. Personally speaking, when I first played this game, I want to say almost a decade ago now, I kind of liked all the modes equally. City Trial didn't really stick out to me as the best. In preparation for the sequel, I actually went back to Air Ride with some friends the other day, and they absolutely loved City Trial. And yeah, you know what? Maybe I just was never playing with the right group, because that mode is a ton of fun and probably is the best part of the game. Although, unfortunately, like I said, it is just the one city, and that's kind of the biggest issue I've always had with Air Ride. There is a lot to do. This is the game that originated Sakurai's classic checklist, but there isn't a lot of places to do it on. There's only 9 racetracks in the game and like 7, I think, top ride maps. So you're gonna be seeing the same locations pretty quickly. Even Mario Kart Double Dash, which just came out at the time, had 16 tracks. So seeing that Air Ride only had as much as it did was kind of a bummer. Of course, you can understand why it's in the state it was. First of all, the game was basically built in 3 months. Like, according to Sakurai himself, the game was struggling in development for over a year until he showed up, and then within 3 months they finished it. So yeah, they probably didn't have much time to incorporate too many tracks, but that's what makes this new game so exciting. Think of all the things they're going to do. That's why I've always wanted an Air Ride sequel, actually, just to see what an unchained Air Ride experience would be like, how many tracks we would get. Would we see a bigger, more grand city trial, or multiple cities that you could possibly trial in, for lack of a better word? Maybe there's even some other crazy mode that we couldn't even imagine that they would come up with, you know? Like, the possibilities feel like they're endless, and Kirby Air Riders is genuinely one of my most anticipated games right now. But going back to the original, yeah, this game's no slouch either. It definitely deserved a sequel, that's for sure. And I cannot believe we're actually about to get one directed by Sakurai. That's crazy to me, right? Like, this man has not touched Kirby since before I was born, and yet he's coming back after doing Smash Bros for 15 years. You'd think this guy would want to do something like wildly different, but nah, he's going back to Kirby. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good. I cannot wait. But in the meantime, if you want to know why people love this game so much and why people were losing their minds when a sequel got announced, please check this game out, get your buds together, and have a good time by any means necessary. This game comes highly recommended. You know, I've always had a soft spot for it, and I'm sure anybody checking it out in the modern day would feel the same way. But yeah, that's going to do it for this Legacy review. Happy to be able to do one of these, you know. Happy to do some Switch 2 coverage that kind of doesn't really count as Switch 2 coverage. I mean, hey, this is topical. People are talking about Kirby Air Ride right now, so I might as well talk about Kirby Air Ride. Yeah, this was a good one, though. This was a nice one to put out. Keep yourselves cornered for more like this pretty soon, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.